Hey everybody, Paul here. Today we are going to take apart this brake cylinder. We pulled it off the S10 a few weeks ago, and I always thought it'd be kind of cool to take it apart to see what it's about. Online there's quite a few videos showing you how to do this, but I'm going to show you something a little bit different. So just don't go away, and we'll be right back and jump on that. Alright, so what I've got here is a brake cylinder kit. They really don't sell these at the store very much anymore. You can go to O'Reilly, you can go to ABC Auto, you can go to AutoZone. There's no O'Reilly, AutoZone, the same thing. This is our kit, and it consists of about 5 pieces. It's really simple. We're going to take this guy apart right now. And I've never done this, so let's see what happens. It's probably gonna make a mess. As you see, it's making a mess. Ooh, that's a good question. Kind of have to. I'm afraid to push that out and see what happens. The good news is, it really doesn't matter. There it goes. It really doesn't matter if I tear this up, because I've already replaced it with a brand new one. I just thought it'd be cool to film this, and we're gonna make a mess out of this quote-unquote table here. Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool. Here we go. We're making some progress. So we're going to remember how this goes in. I'll make a huge mess right here. Doo-be-doo-be-doo. There it goes. That's a little bit of a different spring setup. Just hope I don't jam my finger. Oops.
It'd make good video.
Yeah, it would. Dude. What in the hell? Got a little bit of penetrating fluid here. We're going to spray these guys right there. They're really stuck in there good. Unfortunately, I didn't have another one of these cylinders to take apart and kind of like play with and figure out before we shot the video. So it's kind of like, this is what we're getting. So if we pull this, pretty sure it's just sitting in there. So we're gonna, ow, that hurt. Hey Christian, duck! You wanna hand it to me so I can show it to him? Christian has good reflexes, everybody. That's what it looks like now.
Caught it!
And that's the little piece there. So I just flung that thing right over his head. Oh, that one came out a lot easier. Alright, so next step, we're going to take some penetrating fluid. We're going to clean all the parts up. Obviously we're not going to use these again. The kit comes with replacements for all these parts, so we really don't need that, which is why I didn't really care that I was ripping the boots out. But we got to get all of that stuff off as best we can. And I actually have some Scotch-Brite pads that I'm going to use to help clean that up. Okay, so this is what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like now. As you can obviously see, there's a huge difference. The next thing we're going to do is we need to hone out the inside of the cylinder. Now you can do it a couple ways. The most popular way is if you actually have a honing tool then you put it in the end of your drill bit. You stick a little bit of brake fluid back and forth. You do that and you get that nice and shiny inside. Another solution is you can spend a couple dollars total. You can get yourself some washers, some nuts. You can get this threaded rod, and with that we can take some Scotch-Brite, which is right here, cut a piece of that off, stick it in between the bolts, and we should be able to stick that in our drill bit and do the same trick. So that's what we're going to do right now. Alright, so we're just going to poke a hole here in the middle of it. I don't want to make a big gaping hole out of it. If I can avoid that. There we go. Put another washer on there. And then we just kind of lock these together like so. Oh. Nice, get ourselves a drill. First, see, is that going to go in there? Yep. Good. Bingo. So, want to make sure this is good and tight though. Got a handy drill here. Stick this guy down in there. And voila. Homemade honing tool. Gotta have some brake fluid. So we're gonna put some brake fluid on here. Now the reason it's important to go in a circular fashion is because you think about it, it's like if you're honing in a piston, right? If you're just kind of like moving the Scotch-Brite back and forth in here, then what you're doing is you're scoring the inside of that piston in a kind of like linear fashion or horizontal fashion, and then you're messing with the seal on the piston itself, on the two little pistons that are going to be in. So you don't want to do that. You want it to, the trick is to put it in reverse, not forward, because you put it in forward and then it continues to thread. But you can see here, you do this. There we go to the point now I can, and it's getting all that gunk off there. And check this guy out. So now we're going to take a little bit of this Scotch-Brite here. We're just going to clean out where this rubber boot's going to go. Well, I mean, if you can get it pretty. That looks really good on the inside there. So, next thing you do is you're going to put a little bit of this fluid in there. And we're going to use that to kind of get everything lubed up again. Nice. All this. And this guy right here is going to be a pain in the butt. I can see it already. I can tell. So.
Well, if it's a pain in the butt, use more lube.
There it goes. Push this guy right in there. There, it's nice and flush. Got some pressure, got that cup in there. Now, they gave this spring with it, so we're going to use this spring instead of the original. And we'll get some more oil or grease or what is this? Brake fluid. That's what we're going to do. Push that guy down in there like so. Then I'm going to lift this one up. This is actually the easiest part of the whole damn job. See, it's alright. So, time to, as Christian would say, give birth again. Oop, hey, that went on a lot faster. No comment.
It's always easier the second time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there you go. Alright. So, you see, it's pretty hot out here. Saturday evening. Think of 100 other things I'd rather be doing. That's it. Completely reassembled brake cylinder kit. Alright, so what'd this cost us? Well, I did this to show you guys a couple ways you could do it. I thought it was kind of cool using a drill and some Scotch-Brite, like maybe $2 worth of stuff to hone the inside of these. I've seen people go and buy these honing tools. I've seen videos where people use them. I don't do a lot of brake jobs, obviously, so owning that's really kind of a waste of time. You can do it a lot cheaper with the other method I showed you. The other thing, the kit itself is like $5. So you're out like $7 if you want to rebuild it. The problem is these on these older vehicles, they're so old, and it's almost cheaper just to buy a new one. It was like $14 to buy a new brake cylinder, and it cost me $7 to rebuild one. So, you know, there's cost savings there, but you're gonna have to go and you're gonna have to order that kit online because you're not gonna find it most likely at your auto parts store. So you'll have to order it through them, take a few days to get there. But it's really not a hard thing to rebuild. So that's it in a nutshell. One completely rebuilt brake cylinder. Oops, come on. Oh, ouch. Don't put my finger there again. Let's see. Okay. Say taco. Taco. You gotta say it with an Irish accent. Taco. That is the worst Irish accent I've ever heard. I don't know what the fuck that was.
What's a good Irish accent?
I don't know. Now you got me drawing a blank.
We bit of the leprechaun tacos.
That's why we're amateurs. Okay.
What the hell, man? Subscribe already.